Okay, top three people. Can anyone tell me in your mind who are the top three people that you have to deal with as a multifamily investor? I like to really just get the gist. So it's not a tenant, okay? Because as the multifamily investor, as the quarterback of the whole entire business, as a top dog, you're not going to be dealing with tenants. I mean, you will, tangentially, but that's not where your focus should be. There are three types of people that you really need to focus on. The first one is, and they're all your customers. The first one that you have to deal with are the owners, because the owners are the people. That's your first sale. I came to this realization after years of putting out offers. I realized that this is the same exact sales cycle as I had to deal with when I was in the insurance business. And that cycle meant that, here I am, I'm in the group insurance, health insurance business, and I have to go out to see a owner of a company a couple months before his renewal date. And I'm out there with a bunch of other insurance reps from other companies pitching the same thing. And we're all out there putting together our proposals, our letters of intent, and we're all going to submit them to the owner of the company. We're all sitting in his lobby, looking at each other, waiting for him to call us out and take a look at our LOI. And at the end of the day, he lays them all on his table, and the rest of us go home empty-handed. And that's exactly the same way it is when you're in the multifamily business. You're making offers. You're the salesperson. You're selling your offer to the owner of the business. And if he doesn't accept your offer and he chooses somebody else's, you go home empty-handed. You start the process all over again. So he's the customer and you're the salesperson, and this is a sales and marketing process. And if you don't make a sale, you're not in this business. So the most important person in this process is the owner. He's your number one customer, and you are a salesperson. So you've got to make sure you do all the right things from a sales and marketing standpoint in order to make that guy say yes. All right. So that's the number one person in the process. Now, the second person in the process is essentially the same type of person, but on the other side of the equation. This person you have to sell to as well. And that's the investor. And so the investor is probably more of a subtle sale, but also a more, it's a tougher sale, because that guy's got so many options to place his money anywhere else. So you would better be good as a salesperson when you're dealing with the investor. So understand that the sales process is you asking a lot of questions of the customer, trying to get the customer to uncover what his problem is, because that's the sales process. The whole entire sales process is identifying what the customer's problem is and then solving for it. And remember, that whole entire process is the same thing for the owner. The owner of the property has a problem and he's looking for you to solve it. So it's very important for you to always ask questions of the owner. Why are you selling? What's going on? How's the property running? Are you happy with it? What would you have done differently? Ask a million questions, because that's going to help you craft your offer to solve his problem, and then you make the sale. The same is exactly true for the investors. They have a problem. They want to put their money somewhere. They just don't know where. And so it's your job is to interview them and ask them a ton of questions and figure out what they're looking for. And that's going to make the final sale, when you ask for the check, a lot easier, because now you know why, and they know why they're doing business with you. If you just show up on their doorstep and say, hey, I got a multifamily deal, you want to take a look at it? It looks great. They'll say no every time. You've got to bring them along, and that's a much longer, drawn out sales process. And they've got to know, like, and trust you. So that's the second most important person. And all of these things in our MAPS system, this is what we use with our clients to help them build their sales and marketing system for multifamily investing. We have specific features built into that system that help you identify the owners, find what their problems are, work with them on a consistent basis. And we have the same thing for the investors. So we understand the multifamily business as a sales and marketing process. Okay. Who's the third? The third are the brokers. Okay. Now you might think, wait a minute, brokers, they're really a customer. Okay, listen, it's kind of a stretch, but you'll understand it in a moment. The brokers are essentially agents for the sellers. And so you have to get past that gate. You've got to get past that gatekeeper and get in front of the owner. So you have to sell yourself to the brokers as well. And part of that is putting your best foot forward and looking and acting like a professional multifamily real estate investor, not like some guy that just came out of a boot camp. Okay. That means you're going to need, logo, company name. The company has to be a real company. I've had students blow it on this one, and oh man, I cringed when I heard it. And what they did was they went out and they put out the name of their company, XYZ property owners, and they didn't register the company as an LLC. And the brokers, in their attempt to do their best due diligence, went online and found out that this company was a fake company. It wasn't necessarily fake. They just hadn't registered yet, but it was the kiss of death. And the brokers killed the deal with these guys. So make sure when you put yourself out there as a company, you've done all the legwork, you've done everything right. And that includes, and I'll tell you something, this is something we're recommending to our students right now. And that is that they buy a business owner's policy. And the reason why they need that business owner's policy is if you have ever put together a purchase and sale agreement, the seller typically requires you to indemnify them against any acts that you do while during the due diligence. If you do any type of evasive testing, bring a third party on to do any testing, and they screw it up, they're coming after you. So it's always best to just purchase a BOP policy. We are now doing it through our insurance brokerage arm, so that you can have that protection and you look like you're a legitimate, real company. It goes a long way. So you got the owners, the investors, and the brokers. Those are the top three people in the sales cycle for multifamily. They are your first customers. Treat them like customers. As Ray Kroc said, you take care of the customers and everything else takes care of itself. That's the same thing in this business. Don't think that it's any different. All right, so let me give you a little update on my schedule. We all will have our Thursday YouTube live show. I don't know what the topic is. I don't know if Molly knows what the topic is and she can put it out there, but make sure you sign up. I had over 100,000 views last year on YouTube alone. So thank you so much for that. I think my numbers on YouTube are fantastic. My numbers on the podcast are fantastic. And I just received from the American Apartment Owners Association of America, #1 real estate book in 2023, How to Own 1,000 Apartments in 5 Years by yours truly. So thank you very much for that. And that book, if you come to the webinar and you register, you will register at the end for the manual that I'll be giving out. I'm also going to toss in my book for free to the top 10 people that register. So that's it, folks. Thanks for showing up today. I really appreciate it. If you have a topic you want me to cover, please just shoot me an email. You know how to get a hold of me, charles@dobbenslaw.com or charles@multifamilyos.com, and I'll be more than happy to do it for you. Thank you so much for your time, and we will see you all later.